Hey y'all, welcome to Large Family Diabetic Cooking. Today we're going to make some egg cups. But before we get started on that, I have some new subscribers. I want to thank you all for the prayers for all of us and the girls and Alex. The only ones that have not gotten it are Carly and Caden. They did not get the hand, foot, and mouth. But I have a few marks on my legs. Just a few. I'm hoping that that's not it, but you know, we're around the kids and it's a viral infection and eventually it's going to happen. So, let me go with my my new subscribers. And welcome to all of you. The first one is Annette Swafford, Via Spiga, Shirley Miller, Wendy Melendez, Allison Atkinson, Wanda Jones, Dorothy Crawford, Brian King, Amanda McTire, Sherry B Happy, Miss Nisi, I Am Who I Am, X-Track 38, Wendy Melendez, Barbara Rutledge, Latrice Thompson, Kim White, Sheila Gee, Pamela Newman, Kimberly, Mary Rinks, Shamika Quinney, Best Mom Annette, Betty Rack, Love Life, Anne Acne Spa, Connie Kaylor, All Things Jazzy, Manflex, Glenn and Matt Fulkerson Woodley, and Dottie Mae, I think it's Bias. Welcome to all of you. Thank you for joining Large Family Diabetic Cooking. I've been getting a lot of people, or quite a few people, who have said that I need to change the name of my channel because what I am making is not diabetic friendly. Okay, yeah, some of the things that I am making are not diabetic friendly, but I'm the only one in my house that is a diabetic, and I cook for myself. I cook for the rest of the family. Yes, I do eat some of the things that I do make, but when you go to your doctor and you become a diabetic, the first thing they do is they tell you to eat within moderation, at least until they can get you in to see a nutritionist. And the one thing I always reiterate is please check your sugar. Before you eat and after you eat. You have to wait an hour and then check your sugar and then take according to what you need to take. Most people who are type 2 diabetics are either on metformin or they are on insulin, and if they're on insulin, they're on a sliding scale. So, but I am going to be showing you some of the things that I make for myself. So stick around because you're going to be in for a treat. Now, one of the things I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how I make my egg cups. It calls for 6 eggs, so I doubled the recipe. 2/4 cups of Parmesan cheese. So if you want to make a single, you just half that. It would be 1/4. 2/4 cup heavy cream, a few pinches of salt and pepper. I got some green onions here already chopped up. I got some bacon that I need to cut up, and I have some cheese that's going to go in that, and then we're going to bake these. So I need to mix this up. Oh, and I made some you get those packages of onions and peppers from Walmart. So I cooked some of that up. I'm saving the other half because my daughter wants me to make her a chicken stir fry today, and I might record that. So I put some of the onions and peppers in my eggs too. So let me get this mixed up, and then we're going to put everything together. And then the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to make some brownies. After we get this done. So let me get this mixed up. Let me put you guys so you can see what I'm doing. I got my immersion blender here. That's done. I love this immersion blender thing. All right, let me get this in the sink real quick. And put this up. We're going to be doing some stuff with bananas. I have some bananas over there that are overripe. So I'm going to take them out of their peels and put them in the freezer till we're ready to do what we're going to do. Because I have a recipe for some low carb waffles and pancakes. And you can make it out of coconut flour and eggs and bananas. So we're going to make some of those. So let me get this bacon cut up. So, but yeah, a lot of people have been saying, you know, that it's not diabetic friendly. And yeah, a lot of the things that I've been making are not diabetic friendly. But, well, actually there is no but. But, like I said, you need to talk to your PCP, get in and see a nutritionist. So that way you know what you can and you cannot have. Because when I first became a diabetic, I was pretty much flying by the seat of my pants because when I first became a diabetic, they had given me a medication called Actos. That was when I first became a diabetic. And they were like, here, take this. Never said why, never said nothing. And I'm like, what is this for? And they were like, oh, you have diabetes. I'm like, well, nice of you to tell me. I'm supposed to just take your word for it, take this medication? So that's why I always tell people, be an advocate for yourself. If there's a medication that you are on that does not agree with you or is not helping your diabetes, you need to talk to your PCP. If your PCP is not willing to listen to you, then you need to go to another doctor and talk to them and see if they'll listen to you. If they're not going to listen to you, then you say, okay, then I'm going to move on to another doctor. You have to be an advocate for yourself, because if you're not, you're going to have all kinds of health issues, and the worst part is dealing with, you know, amputation and losing your sight because you're not eating right and stuff like that. So kidney damage, going into renal failure. My husband was a type 1 diabetic, God rest his soul, and he passed away from renal failure. But it had been from years of him not taking care of himself and eating right. So, but he was a type 1 diabetic. And when we got married, what I was trying to do was I was trying to undo all of the years where he wasn't eating right. He was eating a lot of foods that were high in fat and high in salt. And I don't use salt. I mean, I use salt, but not in my cooking. I use Mrs. Dash. And also, you can use like peppers and onions and stuff like that to season your food, where you don't need salt at all. So we have table salt, but it takes us forever to go through it. I probably have salt that's probably been here a good, we've had it about a good year and a half maybe. It takes us forever to go through salt. We don't use it. We use other things to flavor our food, so that way we're not bogged down with all that salt and stuff. And I try to control my kids' and my daughter's salt intake, because diabetes and high blood pressure and strokes run in my family. And then my brother, who is a year younger than me, because I'm 53, so he's 52, he was diagnosed with colon cancer, and I think it was stage 2, but they were able to clear it up. Thank you, Jesus, for that. So, and I watched what my husband went through, because he went through amputation and stuff, and I don't want to be put in that situation. I was there through it all. Through every last bit of it. So, but I'm going to show you guys how I cook. This is low carb. And so are the brownies that we're going to make after this. The brownies are made out of black beans. So, but I'm not going to tell my daughter. Shh. I want her to try them first. So, after we get this together, then we're going to do our brownies. Almost done with this. And I'm making these, oh, there's a piece in there. I'm doing mini ones, so that way we can just pull them out of the freezer when we want some. We can pull a few out at a time, put them in the refrigerator the night before, pop them in the microwave for a few seconds, and they're done. Okay, this is the last piece. Few that are just a little too long. So let me go wash my hands real quick, and then now it's time to assemble. Okay. The girls are supposed to be laying down taking a nap, and all you hear is May screaming in the background. She's playing in her crib. She's supposed to be sleeping. Get a measuring cup that has a spout. I'm going to get the 1 cup thing out. No, that needs to stay out because I need that for the brownies. Okay. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to put cheese on the bottom of each cup thing here. Them little stinkers are supposed to be sleeping. And they're too busy playing. But it's so cute. Sometimes at night, you'll hear them talking back and forth to each other, and they'll start laughing. You can't understand what they're saying, but they understand what they're saying. So we're going to put some cheese in the bottom of each cup. A few more to do. All right, there we go. Now we're going to put some green onion in each one. So, like I said, I doubled up on this recipe because I want to make enough that because we like quick breakfasts on the weekends, and then I can make some like French toast to go with it, or some pancakes. Okay, and now we're going to put some bacon in each one. So, but make sure you cook your bacon thoroughly and chop it up. I tried to have as much of this prepared as possible. Oh, it's storming. Oh my goodness. Enough bacon and green onion. To put this aside to do the next batch. And you're gonna bake these, you're gonna bake them on 350 for 20 minutes. So now it's time to okay. I don't think that's going to work. No, it's not. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get a tablespoon and do it that way. Okay. I love the sound of rain and thunder. It's so relaxing. So this takes 2 tablespoons in the mini. And then these will cook up. Okay. And then there's enough here to do another set after these are done. And then I'll pull out my rack. Pop them out, put them on a rack, and let them finish cooling. So I'm going to set everything else aside while we get these in the oven, get them set for 20 minutes on 350. And then we're going to go straight into doing our I do not want to sip this because this is raw egg. Alright, so let's get our oven open and get them in the oven. Set our timer for 20 minutes. Start. Alright, so now I'm going to put some of this stuff aside until those are done. Clean up my area real quick. And then we're going to get started on the next thing we're going to do is, now it calls for oat flour. So since I don't have oat flour, you can make it out of oats. So I'm doubling this recipe, so I'm going to do 2 3/4 cups of oat and blend them up. We're going to put the lid on this and we're going to blend it up. Just plug in. And we're going to blend this up. Needs a little bit longer. Seriously, get out. I'm going to sift what I can get out and then blend what didn't get blended up. Okay, so that didn't get blended up. Whoop, before I do that, this needs to go back in. Let's get this back in here, blend the rest of that up, and then we're good to go. See, it's not doing it in this, so I'm going to stick it in this. It's not blending it up, so we're going to blend it. Where it needs to be. Okay, let me get this in the sink. I need I need 1 cup of cocoa powder. That's empty. This one. All right. Okay, cocoa powder. Sift that in. All right. That needs to go in garbage. This needs to go in the sink. That's done. I still need that. So, I need baking powder. Teaspoon of baking powder, but since I'm doubling the recipe, that's going to be 2 teaspoons. These are so hard to read. 1, 2, and then I need it says a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, so that's 1 teaspoon since I'm doubling the recipe. All right, so now here goes the black beans. Okay, so it says black beans. I don't have maple syrup, but I do have sugar-free syrup, which we're going to use. 2 3/4 cup. And then I gotta add 2 3/4 cup of water. Then we're going to add some vanilla. And it says here we are to add 1 tablespoon of vanilla. But I'm doubling this recipe. So because this is a teaspoon, 3 tablespoons equals, or 3 teaspoons equal a tablespoon. So 6 teaspoons. All right. Blend all this together. Things I want to do. Get my Smells good. I don't want the skins from the beans in the so I'm going to squeeze as much as I can possibly get out. All right. Ooh. Pan out and spray it with some ham. And then when our eggs come out, this is going to go in. Same thing, 350. Let's see, how long does it have to cook for? 30 minutes. Let me spray my pan a little bit, and then we'll mix that up. Okay. Unplug this. Okay. We're gonna mix this up and get it in the oven. Actually, we're gonna have to hold off a second because I gotta take the first set of the eggs out because they're ready. And then I'm gonna show you what those look like. Oh, geez. Oven's hot. And there they are. They look good. So let's get this mixed up and get it in the oven for 30 minutes. And then after this is all, after this is done, I will take a picture of it and I will let you all know what my daughter thinks of it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my whisk, so that way I can get this mixed really good. Be right back. Dry my hands. My whisk. My daughter will be excited to have brownies. And there is our mixture. So now we're going to pour it in this pan and get it in the oven. This in the sink. Okay. Now let's get this in the oven. Set my timer for 30 minutes. Okay, now I want to thank you all for joining me. I'm Stephanie with Large Family Diabetic Cooking, and like I said, a lot of things are going to be changing. I'm going to show you how I cook for myself, my daughter wants more low-carb food, so I'm going to be doing a lot of that too. The other thing is, when I say low-carb, anything under 5 grams of carbs is good, especially for a diabetic. If you have more carbs, I'd say during dinner time, you want to have less carbs during breakfast and lunch. So, like 3 carbs for breakfast, 3 carbs for lunch, and then say your meal is high in protein, maybe 7 grams of carbs or something like that. It'll equal out. So, and I want to do some low-carb snacks too. So that's my plan. That's my plan, is to get you guys on the right track. When I first started out, I only had like maybe 50 to 100 subscribers, and my main goal was to change family favorite desserts that you can't have because you're a diabetic into sugar-free. So I'm going to request, and oh, I also wanted to thank you guys. I am 650 subscribers, and thank you guys so much. So much. You guys are such a blessing, and I'm totally grateful. Totally grateful for each and every one of you, and the prayers and everything. I don't deserve it, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it all. And by the grace of God, we'll get through this. So, but like I said, I want to, if you have any family favorites or anything like that that you want turned into sugar-free so that you can still have it, give me some ideas of things that you would like to see me make and turn into sugar-free so that you can have it. So that's pretty much about it. But again, I'm Stephanie with Large Family Diabetic Cooking, and I will see you guys later.